We take in more information than any civilization in history, and almost none of it sticks. Those cultures did not treat knowledge as something external to be consulted, not because they could not write. Many of them could. In Aboriginal Australia, songlines carried law, land, navigation and cosmology in remembered song. In Vedic India, sacred texts were preserved by syllable, pitch and breath for over 2,000 years before they were written down. In Jewish tradition, teaching was carried mouth to ear for over 100 generations before a single word was set down. And in medieval convents, nuns memorized psalms and prayers until they became part of the rhythm of thought itself, not because books did not exist, but because reading was not considered enough. Again and again, cultures behaved as though knowledge needed to enter into you. The principle behind this was simple. Knowledge had to become inward before it could become wisdom. That idea sounds strange to us now, because modern culture increasingly treats knowledge as retrieval, and once knowledge becomes retrieval, the whole structure changes. Today, we live inside an ocean of information, search engines, cloud storage, bookmarks, screenshots, and here is the strange thing. We can access almost anything, but less and less becomes part of us. A memorized poem is not the same as a saved quotation. A prayer carried inwardly is not the same as words occasionally glanced at. One remains information, the other begins to shape perception itself. Words carried long enough stop being quotations. They become part of the mental undergrowth, there when you need them, before you know you need them. Through rhythm, ritual and repetition, knowledge ceased to be something a person possessed. It became who they were. It shaped their thinking. Stories, prayers, poetry, moral laws. These were not treated as temporary information. They were treated as the architecture of the mind. But something changed. Modern civilization no longer expects wisdom to live inside people at all, and that changes something profound. Because when memory is externalized, judgment slowly becomes externalized too. Without an inner world to think from, we reach outward for our opinions, to whatever we last read, whoever spoke loudest, whatever the current consensus happens to be. And eventually a civilization becomes surrounded by stored knowledge while producing human beings who are inwardly unformed. This is a tragedy of modern life, informational abundance and inward poverty. Older cultures did not simply preserve knowledge, they were trying to shape a type of human being capable of carrying it, a person who was shaped by it. This is not lost. You can reclaim it. A medieval monk once wrote, "Knowledge is a treasury, and your heart is its strongbox." One line carried long enough to become part of how you think. One prayer returned to until it rises unbidden. One poem held close until it becomes part of the undergrowth. Knowledge outside you can assist you, but only knowledge inside you can become part of what you are.